My logo was created for my client who is a basketball producer who requires a modern day logo design. In creating my logo, I have utilized straight lines, parabolas, exponential growth curves, exponential decay curves, hyperbolas, and circles. In total, there are 12 equations. The first equation is a circle with a radius of 5 and with a limit of y is greater than -3 in order to create a basketball shape. It has been shaded red by making the equation less than 25 so that everything in the circle is shaded. The second equation is a semicircle that I have made into an inequality to fill in the cylindrical shape of the hoop. To create this shape, I first created a semicircle and reflected it to another part of the logo, where I use the inequality to determine where it has to be filled in. The third equation is a vertical line, x is equal to 0. To create a basketball line and has a limit y is greater than -3 and less than 5 to be inside the circle with a radius of 5. The fourth equation is a parabola that I created with trial and error. After many attempts to have the exact curve in the ball, I then looked at the intersection of the parabola with a circle and limited the equation to have fit inside the circle. The fifth equation is another parabola translated -4.5 units across the y-axis from the fourth equation. I then limited the equation to fit into the circle, providing further lines for the basketball. The sixth equation is a hyperbole created through trial and error after getting the perfect equation. I then limited it to fit in the circle, providing further lines for the basketball. To create the hyperbola, I set the hyperbola to have a vertical asymptote of -1 by making the denominator minus x minus 1. The seventh equation, looking similar to the sixth equation, is an exponential decay function that was created through trial and error and limited to fit inside the circle. This was the last line of the basketball, and then which I started the next section of the logo. The eighth equation is exponential graph. I've made the base a negative to flip the graph and create a curved net-like structure. To create this equation, I use trial and error to create the right curve and use a semicircle diameter of 2 square root 2 and the y-intercept of -3 to get the exact value of the translation. I've limited the curve to be long enough to look aesthetically pleasing, which is until y is -15. Similar to the eighth equation is the ninth equation. It is similar to a transition of -5. This limit is the same because I have created length of the equations. The 10th equation has been translated 5 units to the right from the 8th equation and has the same limit to create exact length. To create complementary net for the 10th equation, I have transitioned the 11th equation to meet at the peak of the 10th equation, similar to the other net equations. Finally, to finish the logo, I've used an absolute value function instead of an exponential curves, and I would not have enough equations to finish the logo. The maximum amount is 12 equations. I've created the function by trialing with the steepness of the line, and then using the same length of the exponential curve reaching at -15 on the y-axis. This would create the equation, the absolute value of 3x minus 15. To finish it off, I've limited the function to stop at the base of the semicircle. This is how I created the logo for my client, a basketball producer.